Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Bean. For today's video, I'm going to be showing you all how I install my units on so many of my different social media platforms. A lot of you guys have inboxed me on this video. So without further ado, I'm going to get right into it. Make sure to comment below more ideas of videos that you guys would like to see me do, as well as like this video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. All right, y'all, let's get right into it. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So I've already slicked my hair back down with a little got to be glued hair gel, as well as some product, and I'm putting my stocking cap over my head. Ideally, you want to put a stocking cap that will match your scalp, but I always find that a lighter one will be fine because we're going to go back with some lace tint and just spray it on top of this. So I'm using my Got to Be glued freeze spray, and I'm just applying that all around the edge, okay? And so I'm letting it dry, but I'm also cutting out my ears, and I find that doing it this way helps it lay down around the edges. Now again, we're doing a 4x6 closure, so the sides of my head are not as important as the top of my head. However, I still do lay it all down just to protect my edges. A lot of people, there's a common misbelief out there that wearing wigs will pull out your edges, but it's all about the application and it's all about the takedown, okay? So I'm laying that down with that Got to Be glued freeze spray and just applying it all around evenly. I'm gonna let it dry. So I let it dry off camera, and then I'm going back in once it's dried with my lace tint. I got this from the beauty supply store in this color that, again, matches my scalp. I'm spraying this inside of the lace on my unit as well as on top of my stocking cap. Okay, so feel free to be as generous as you would like. Make sure you have full coverage. I will link this product for you guys down below. Like I said, I got it from the beauty supply store, and personally, I am in love with it. This has really changed the game for me as far as lace tints go. This is actually my first time using one. I typically just use a little brown powder. And so I put it inside, and now once my stocking cap is completely dry, feel free to use a blow dryer if you want, but since I was doing a lot of things around the house while recording this, I just let it air dry. So now I'm going through and I'm just cutting it off, cutting it as close to my scalp as physically possible. Make sure not to cut yourself. And so as you can see, I'm just pulling it up there, and I am just cutting it. And I will go back and fix the little gnats in a second, but I usually like to just get the bigger parts off first, okay? And so this process actually doesn't take very long. It might be even more beneficial to use a smaller pair of scissors so you can be more precise. These are just the only kind of scissors that I had on hand. And I'm just cutting the back off of that, and now I'm giving you major scalp cancer patient vibes, ladies, okay? See that? Any little piece that you have, you just want to make sure you just get that all nice and flat, okay? Because we have to be looking good in this new year, ladies. And as you can see, I'm actually pulling it back a little bit because that helps lift up the excess lace so you can trim it off just like that. And this is called the ball cap method. And now I'm just getting a little bit more of my tint because I'm noticing around the edges it's a little bit lighter. And I just want to make sure that it all blends in and that nothing, you know, comes through the lace looking all wonky. Okay. And so you just want to make sure that you get that really good. And then here is some alcohol. And I'm going in with a Q-tip. And I'm just cleaning up the edges of that lace from all that excess lace tint, glue, what have you, foundation from my makeup. So here's a little tip, ladies. The cleaner this area is when you start, the longer your install will last. You want to make sure that you don't have any product buildup right there before the lace. Also, you'll notice that you don't see any of my hairline. It is important that you glue your unit just before your hairline. You really don't want any hair on lace. We're going to go ahead and go in with our Bold Hold lace glue. By the way, ladies, I will link below the names of all the products that I'm using. I'm just applying that to the front of my hairline where my lace will be going. Notice, ladies, I am not getting any of that glue on my hair. I apologize for the angling. I didn't realize that this wasn't on camera, but what I'm doing right here is actually pulling back all of those baby hairs. And so that way when I go to apply my lace, I'll be able to see it clearly. Like I said before, I've actually applied, this unit several times, and so my lace is already cut. And I'm going in with my hot comb, which I think is so essential to this process, ladies. I can't tell you enough. You can go and get one. I'll actually link one below. I got this one from Amazon probably a year or two ago, but it's been like my holy grail, and it's changed the game in terms of applying my lace. It just really helps with getting those frontals to lay flat. In this way, they look more natural. They look as if they're growing literally out of your scalp, honey. So I'm just applying my lace, making sure I press it down into the glue. At this point, it's really important to let that glue dry. As you saw when I applied it, it was white, but when I went to put my wig on, it was clear. That's how you know your glue is ready, when you can't see it anymore. This way, when you press your lace down into the adhesive, it won't seep through and get on your actual hair. Next is my personal favorite part. I am now laying my baby hairs, ladies. And you just want to just go ahead and take out a few baby hairs and separate them from the hairline. And so what I do is I just take out little strands of baby hairs here and there, and then I just separate them from the hairline. I'm going in because I did have to cut my lace back. Again, I've applied this thing 1,000 times, and so now I'm going in and creating another hairline. I apologize so much for the angling. I wish you guys could see it better. I was trying to look in the mirror as well as in the camera at the same time. It was terribly difficult. And so I'm using my edges brush, and I'm just brushing that hair back, and I'm plucking out any excess, hair. I want my hairline to look as natural and as thin as possible, like that hair is growing out of my scalp. Be careful not to pluck too much and give yourself bald spots. Been there, done that. And so what I'm using is my foam is the key to it all. The foam is everything. There are so many different brands of foam that you can use, but I will link below the ones that I have used. Okay, so I'm just going in there and just carving out my baby hairs. This is nothing different than you would do with your natural hair. At this point, it's just like your natural hair. You're just pulling out that baby hair and just slicking it. Initially, I was going to do a middle part. I was on the phone with my best friend while recording this video for you guys. I did a middle part, cut my baby hairs, curved them out, giving you TI, left eye vibe baby hairs. And I looked and I'm like, I'm just not really feeling this middle part. And so I'm laying it flat and just really trying to get a good look at it. And I gotta tell you guys, I was not feeling it. I kept trying and trying, and I was just like, this just looks dumb. So what I ended up doing is taking my part over, and I usually always put it over my left eye. And so I ended up going in with my edge brush and just putting that part a little bit over and plucking it out and thinning it out and making sure that the hairs look like they were growing from my scalp, honey. And now I'm just fixing my baby hairs because now my part's in a different spot. Something I did this time, I haven't done in a really long time, is I used my Got to Be Glue-Free spray on my edges, and then I just took a satin wrap and I wrapped my edges. Now, obviously, this video is all about the application, but what I did was I gave you guys a few curls. I didn't have any bobby pins to do pin curls, so I used my rollers after each curl, and I just held it there for about 15 minutes, and then I took it out. And this is the final product, okay? Serving you major curls, major volume, just giving it to y'all.
Real hot girl shit. Bitch, I'm a problem, nobody solving.
All right, y'all, so that is how I install my units. It's so important for everybody to remember that I am not a licensed cosmetologist. I am just a girl who likes to play in her hair and her makeup, okay? So if you would like to give me tips, I'd actually really appreciate it. I strive to get better with my hair and my makeup every day, so make sure to comment below tips and ideas of different styles and things like that. I also want to know what are some of the things that you guys do, because I use the ball and cap method, but I know there are a lot of different methods, so definitely don't forget to comment below. Thank you all so much for supporting me and tuning in, and I will see you all next week. Peace.